Hey there, you found Cameras and Car Seats, the podcast for photographers who are tired of being told to hustle harder while trying to remember if you grabbed diapers at your last Target run. I'm Jamie, your destination adventure elopement photographer who somehow manages to adventure with couples while raising tiny humans.
And I'm Alex, holding down the Lincoln Logs in the Midwest traditional wedding scene, proving you can crush those weekend weddings and still make it to family dinner. If you're editing in the pickup line, scheduling client calls during nap time, or just trying to figure out how to run a profitable photography business without sacrificing your family life, you're in the right place. We're dropping real, actionable advice that actually works for mom photographers.
No bro marketing, no toxic hustle culture, just two photographer moms keeping it real about making this whole business thing work while raising our families. So grab your watered down iced coffee.
Ignore that pile of laundry for another hour or day.
And let's dive into today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. So today we're super excited. We have Kelsey Freeman on, and she is an amazing newborn photographer. Not only is she a really good photographer, she is Southern, so we get to listen to her accent. So I'm super excited. So everybody, I just wanted to give Kelsey the floor and brag about herself a little bit. Can you tell everyone, if they're not familiar with who you are, and what you do?
Oh, hello. I'm so excited to be here too. Okay, so I photograph mostly newborns and maternity along with family. I've done a little bit of everything. I was in weddings for a few years. But yeah, I do a lot of teaching online. I like to teach lighting and posing on my TikTok, and I'm getting into YouTube as well, trying to post better quality there and really in-depth videos. So yeah, I just do studio stuff, not a lot of outdoor, and I've been doing it for 12 years now.
Oh, that's so awesome. So would you say that like newborns are your favorite, families, or like what's your favorite thing to photograph right now?
I'm going to be so for real. Newborn has my heart in every single way. Like, I love different aspects of different things, but something about newborn is it's really just fun. I love babies. I always have. I actually wanted to be a teacher ever since I was in second grade. So I've always wanted to be with little kids. But, you know, I went down this path and I actually found out this is like the perfect mix of photography and babies because, you know, I just love babies. So it's perfect. But they can be lengthier sessions and, you know, more taxing, but it's totally worth it to me. They don't give you attitude. You know, you can't get mad at a baby. You know, I mean, they can be fussy all they want, but you can't be mad at a baby. So yeah, that's got my heart for sure. I do love maternity. Family was my main passion for most of my career, and I loved it, but it's exhausting. And yeah, I've just found doing studio stuff was kind of the way for me to go. And newborn's fun because all the props too. So
I have mad respect for newborn photographers. When I first started, I thought that that's what I wanted to do. And then I learned that there's like all the posing and the safety. And then I've watched people like how long it takes sometimes to calm them down and all this stuff. And I'm like, I actually like to be able to tell people what to do and then they do it.
Yeah,
so
I know. It can be tough because sometimes if you have a really fussy baby, I might be stuck in a pose for an hour, a whole hour for one pose, try to pull it off. And that can get a little frustrating sometimes, not going to lie. But, you know, it is what it is. It's part of the gig, you know. But I personally never have like time frames to have to like get people out ASAP, so I can kind of be more chill about it. So I can assume it's probably more frustrating for people who like, okay, we have to be done with this session by this time. But yeah, there's a lot more to it than people think. I got into it, you know, 12 years ago. It was one of my first sessions I ever did. I was one of those that, you know, should not have done a session. I never took a workshop. I never got accurate training. I just jumped right into it. But I was very confident with babies. You know, I had babysat for a long time. And so I was really confident with babies, but you could definitely tell there's a lot of posing tweaks that can be done that, you know, there's just a lot more to it for sure. But props to you guys for the weddings, because that's what's really hard, in my opinion. I did it for years. And I said, I'm bowing out. I don't have the spine and the backbone to do it. It's hard. So y'all got the hard one, in my opinion.
Okay, but you're still juggling being a mom and being a business owner and all the hectic schedules. So like, yeah, you may not be in weddings, but you still have the hectic schedules that you have become a master at, correct?
I have really tried to. Honestly, that is something that I juggled with for years. One of the best things in my career actually was going into studio work because it allowed me to be more dedicated with my time. Because when I did outdoor sessions, I only did one a day. That was the max I could do, was one a day at sunset, unless I did minis or something. But otherwise, it was one a day. And that really limited the amount of sessions I could do. Plus, my kids were in school. One kid of mine was in school. I didn't get to see him in the afternoons, and weekends I was always gone. So when I started doing studio, I realized I can have more of like a dedicated schedule, And so I started booking sessions just straight in the morning, 10 o'clock every day. That's just the time I do them. And then I'm done by the time I have to get my kid from school. And then I edit at night. So my kids, I don't have to really work around them. And so I've kind of got it, nailed down now. But it was really hard for a while there to feel like I was on top of my schedule. But after a while of, feeling like you're burning, the bridge down and you don't have enough room on your plate to handle all your responsibilities, I was like, something's got to give. So I was like, I got really strict with my everything. I just listened to y'all's podcast about boundaries. Huge. That was a big thing I had to learn through to get boundaries. And then it helped me with my time. Big time. So yeah, it definitely
It's amazing when that can happen.
Yeah.
I know. When you start to act like treat it like a business instead of just like a hobby, it's crazy what wonders it can do to, separate, free time from working time. I don't feel like I'm always on call all the time now. I'm not guilty when I don't have to, get back to people right away.
Exactly.
So I would love to know, can you tell us a little bit about your family life, your kids, what a daily routine looks like to you, if as much of a routine as we can have, as moms with unpredictable lives.
I know. It's okay. So it's pretty narrowed down for the most part because my kids do not go to school on Mondays out here. It's the weirdest thing. They only have school Tuesday through Fridays. We're so out here in the country that apparently Mondays are set aside for kids to learn the family business of farming and all that. So we only go to school Tuesday.
But I love that.
It's cool, right?
Okay.
I know.
We're going country, Alex. Let's go.
I'm me in the
It's
cabin.
Brilliant. I know. Literally same. I'm in a log cabin too. I got a log cabin, fixer upper, relatable.
I love it.
So relatable. That's why my attic is, the only place I have right now. It's a hot mess, but it's all fixer upper. But anyway, oh shoot. I'm sorry. I have really bad squirrel. I forget where I was going. Hold on. You asked me about daily life with my kids. Okay. So Tuesday through Fridays, my kids have school, and those are the days that I always allow for sessions if I need to book one. And so if I have a session that day, I will get up with my daughter, take her to school. She's in kindergarten, and we have to get up pretty early for the bus, normally around 4:45. I wake up and then get her up. Oh, no. And then I get her up. And when you're in a small country town, there's only one bus for my big area, and they have to, one bus driver for middle school, high schools, all that. So you got to get the elementary school kids there early. So we have early mornings, but it's good because it gives me time after I get her off to the bus. I come home and I normally have time to edit or respond to emails. And then before my session at 10, I normally like to be there around 9 to set up. That still gives me time to run to the gym. So I like to go to the gym, then hit studio, set up, have my session at 10. I'm always done with my session by 2. If I have an earlier release, I'll go home and edit. But I have to leave the house or the studio by 2 to go get my daughter. So then go get her. And the rest of the day, I'm just mama. And we'll play. I cook dinner every night and then get them in bed and then do more computer crap, more admin work, whatever. If I don't have sessions on days, then I'm doing admin work most days if I can. And then the weekends are always just family time. Monday, I will say, is my get crap done day because my kids don't have school, but my husband has work. So it's me and the kids. It's chores day, cleaning day, random admin day if I have time, but that's my housework day typically. So it's all honestly pretty regimen now, which has been a lifesaver when I feel like my life was going up in flames earlier. So now everything feels super organized.
Okay,
So,
but
yeah.
I love that because it's like you have your whole weekend to spend as a family, and then Monday you can literally spend as an entire reset day.
Yeah.
So then you can just dive into the rest of your week. Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I love that.
It's been really helpful for the mental health, I will be honest, just having a day just to get stuff done and get set for the week. And I didn't always have Mondays. I used to live in a different county and my kid had school Mondays. So my reset day was on Sundays normally, but the weekends always now family time. That's one reason I gave up weddings, is because it was hard. It's hard. But yeah, it's nice now to have like an actual schedule. And with studio, I never have rain reschedules anymore. So my schedule is always my schedule.
That's nice.
That's nice. Jinx.
It never changes.
I was just like getting distracted because I'm just like, oh yeah, Mondays. Mondays are like the days I would also reset the house, and I'm like, clean sheet Monday. Everybody's getting stripped. Everyone's getting boiled. Let's go.
So what happens? Monday is reset day, girl. It's literally been life-saving coming up with an actual schedule. And I've been at this for 12 years, mind you. And I just got my schedule nailed down like this past year.
So it's gonna change in like 6 months.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so you brought up how it's really good for your mental health and everything, and I know that's one of the touch points we wanted to chat about, is just kind of dealing with like the depression and like all this hard stuff as a mom and a business owner. So I don't know if you want to touch on anything like that can be helpful or that you had to learn throughout that time.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. One big thing really, really is boundaries. Like, it's huge, and having those and setting them in place, it works wonders, because then you get rid of any sort of guilty feeling you may have for not getting back to somebody quick enough. I never feel guilty anymore when I don't get back to somebody's email super quick, because it's like, I make my expectations. I tell you when I work, it's not a working time. It is what it is. But I just, for a while there, really felt like my plate was too full and it was too chaotic. I am literally I am a type B person that wishes so badly I was type A. Like, yeah, I yearn to be type A, and it just doesn't happen naturally. So lists.
I joke that I'm type C.
Yeah, I know. I think that's the funniest thing. 'Cause it's so perfect, because it's the perfect mix, like we wish we could get it there, and I'm trying, but lists help. I have lists everywhere, calendars galore. I have a million notepads on my phone like crazy. I send myself messages all the time, and I've got like a huge organized spreadsheet I use for like organizing every session now and turnaround times and stuff. And so I always make that stuff super clear with clients, and there's never any question. Like, that's something that I know a lot of photographers struggle with, and I used to, is clients messaging you all the time about, when is my gallery going to be due? And then I never wanted to post on social media because I always felt like they're judging me for living my life when their gallery is due. And I never wanted to post on social media. But once I made my turnaround time like crystal clear, it's in my contract, I bring it up to them. We talk about it at the session. I include it in the email when I send their gallery. There's no questions. It took away every little ounce of guilt ever to be able to like live my life freely for me, and not, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I just felt like my plate was too full. It was really rough. My husband was like feeling all neglected. He needed more attention, because I felt like I had, kids, and then I had work, and then you have, relationship with your spouse or your partner, and then any sort of social life you want to have, and then you time, free time. And so it's like all these things you're trying to put together, and there's just sometimes not enough room, especially depending on what gear you're in your business. Like you guys were talking about having a lazy year or having like a full focus year. I was really going through a time where I was like, years, I was hammering it down, man. I was putting in the work, and it was paying off. It was doing really well, but my husband was feeling neglected, and like relationship wasn't doing good. So I was like, we got to pause, break, skirt. We got to work on some stuff, because, I ain't losing my husband over work. That's silly. Like,
it can be so hard to balance all the things, because when you own a small business, it's not like you can like clock out and shut your work brain off. You know,
Right.
and being a creative, it's like you always want to come up with fun ideas. You don't always want to come up with them at 2 a.m, but
Right.
sometimes like you're just constantly thinking of new ideas and ways to, because we are people, like we're in the service business and we do this because we love people and we love serving them and we love being around them. And so we're constantly in this mindset of like, how can I make this better? How can I make this client experience better? How can I serve them more? And so sometimes it is really hard to shut that off and be like, wait a minute, hold up. Like, how can I serve my family more? How can I serve myself more? And that can be really hard.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times in the end, you know, we end up putting ourselves on the back burner. And that's what happened with me. My husband brought it to my attention that he felt neglected. So I started giving him more attention and trying to keep everything afloat. Well, then at one point, you know, my business started to lag. So I started to try to manage it all again. And then finally, I just stopped caring about myself. I stopped focusing on things I need to do to be happy. And that's when I had major burnout. And that is when I had to like clock out for a minute, you know, and just put the brakes on everything, because at that point, you know, my depression was getting the best of me. So sometimes you do have to reevaluate and say what's not working, because especially in photography, we've got such an influx of like busy season and slow season. And so next thing you know, you're doing good, but then it's busy season. You're like, why does everything feel like it's falling apart? You know? And so sometimes I sometimes have to have a conversation with my husband and be like, look, yo, I need you to just understand the heck out of what I'm going through right now. It's busy season and I'm doing the best I can, but eventually coming up with a good routine. My mom would be so proud I'm bringing up a routine, you know, because she's always, routine, your life would be so much easier. Finally, I listened to her and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I see what you're saying. So I really
Don't admit she was right. Don't do it.
She can never know. Yeah.
She'll never know.
Like, who's going to know? They're going to know.
My mom's going to know. She listens to our show.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom will be listening to this too. Yeah. But it is hard. I think everybody goes through, I don't think everybody goes through depression, but I think a lot of people do, especially when you are trying to juggle, you know, self-employment on top of being a mother. Those are like two of the hardest jobs, the most time-consuming jobs. There's this whole joke about, you know, you quit working your full-time job so you can be self-employed and work 80 hours a week. And then motherhood is the same dang thing. So it's like you're just always working, always on the go.
Yeah, why did we do that? I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know. We like to keep things kooky, I guess. Yeah. It is fun, though. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I have to remind myself, I'm so dang lucky. I'm so stinking lucky just to be able to, like, do this. And, like, I get to be mom in the afternoon. Like, my kids get to just have a working mom that's not a working mom at the same time, somewhat, you know? Like, I just get to be more present. And so, to me, it's so worth the extra, like, hard work and demand, because these years only last so long. And, you know, then they're out of the house. Then I could do whatever. Then my career could even rocket space even more. Right now, I'm kind of in a slow phase because it's a busy life, you know, with the kids. That's what I love about doing my own business is you get to control it.
I just wanted to pivot slightly. So I found you through social media, back in the shutdown, back in the TikTok prime, RIP TikTok. But
It's not dead.
It's not dead, but it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
But like, it's so, it's funny to me, like not funny, but like you have this huge presence on social media. I love watching your TikToks. I think they're hilarious and I'm a wedding photographer. But like, you have this great following. You had an amazing, huge account, and that account disappeared. Like, what would you say to the social media photographers that they have gone through something like that?
First of all, don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? It's my first piece of advice. So, it's hard. Social media is very important, I have learned. Like, really, really, it honestly grinds my gears when people don't want to take advantage of social media and then they complain, have the audacity to complain that their business isn't doing good. I'm sorry. You're not putting in the work, hunty, because people 20 years ago would literally be like dying. Sorry. They would be dying to be able to have social media. Like, it's such a great thing we have because we get to instantly send our information across the world for free. And it gets to reach so many people. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much money people would have paid back then to put an advertisement all over the world to all the people? No. So we have to take advantage of social media, and it's huge. I've been doing social media ever since, I started. Facebook was where I started. And I'm never one for like, it's about the following count. It's about the numbers. It's not about the numbers at all. But they make an impact. They play a role because the more your presence is there, the more you're getting inquiries. Like, that's my business started booming when my social media started taking off because I was just out there for everybody. And I could charge. Also, here was the cool part about like taking social media seriously. When you put yourself out there, you can basically charge whatever you want to because there's a client for you out there. They just haven't found you. But when your presence is on social media, they might find you easier, and the odds are they will. And I found that that's the case. All my clients started traveling to me. Most of my clients started flying in. Like, it's rare when I get a client that lives within an hour of me. So rare. Typically, they're from out of state or flying in. And it's all because social media, they found me. They like my personality, they would say. And they're like, you'll make me feel comfortable and it's worth it. So social media, it changed the game for me. And once, I did Instagram. I did some, got into Reels a little bit, but I really kind of just didn't like the vibe. But then TikTok came along and it was like a game changer for me. It was social media like on crack. I don't know if I could say that on this, but it was like the best social media I'd ever, became my favorite. So I started posting, and before you know it, videos started taking off and they got really big. And next thing you know, all of my videos started getting over 100,000 likes, every video. It was weird if I had a video that didn't get under 100,000 likes. And, all these people were sharing it. I don't know if you guys know Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother. Him and his girlfriend stitched one of my videos, and it just was like, all these apps like BuzzFeed and Board Panda, and like you name it, they were all asking me to use my videos, and the coverage just got insane. I started getting like 200 inquiries every day for photo shoots.
200 a day?
Yeah, easy.
Girly pop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, pause.
What you mean? Like, hold up, wait a minute.
Hold the phone. How did you handle that? Like, did you have systems in place? Like, how did you respond to 200 people
I know. Well, that was crazy. So I ended up every day just became time dedicated to responding to emails, but it's a very copy paste type deal. I do have a system in place because I do not respond to Facebook messages, Instagram messages. My phone number is nowhere to be found. You cannot Google and find my phone number anywhere because I'm email only, because I have really bad ADHD and I will literally see a message somewhere, not be able to respond, blah, 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 the story. So I was like, if they're all in my email and that's the only obligation I have, I know that I've responded to every single person and nobody's missing. So it was all in my email, and there's little check boxes, maternity, newborn, whatever, and I just have copy and paste messages. So I'd sit in bed on the laptop at night and then copy and paste and then attach my pricing and do that every night. It became a new regimen, but it worked, girl. It was so worth it. Oh my gosh. I mean, I dedicate a few hours every day for photo shoots, and when I tell you, I was booking out every single time slot I had, every single day. It was insane. I mean, I'll give you a ballpark. And this was before my TikTok got banned. Okay. But most of my sessions my lowest one was like 600. My typical was like, 1,000, 1,500, something like that. I was doing like 3 of those a day. Like, that was some good money for a studio photographer in a small town, And So I knew how important TikTok was and how much it was driving traffic for me. So I put everything else on the back burner, and I really neglected Facebook and Instagram. And because of that, my reach and everything just plummeted to the ground on those. But I still didn't care because TikTok was still doing great for me. But then one day, I had a really crappy day, and my TikTok got banned. And then it all went poof. And then my inquiries just went crickets because I had really crappy presence on Facebook and Instagram now. I put all my eggs in one basket, and that was a no-no. So I've learned my lesson, slapped myself on my wrist. If you want to know my advice, don't do that. You need to post all places and try to keep your presence constant. It's all about how frequent you post. You need to be just constant all the, consistent, I will say. If you want to post once a day, post once a day. And don't skip 5 days here and 4 days there. That's all it wants is consistency, really. But it is so important. I think people should definitely utilize any social media.
Yeah. So if there was a photographer that was like, okay, this sounds amazing and I want to start taking this more seriously, what are some tips that you would give them as far as like trying to grow, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, or because I feel like it's pretty much the same across the board. However, like with Reels, I do feel like those are way more polished. Like TikTok is like FaceTime versus Instagram is more like the highlight reel.
And honestly, there's different audiences. The audiences are so insanely different from each other between Instagram and TikTok. So in my opinion, I don't take this for real if you are not on TikTok, guys, okay? But TikTok's where it's at, where people have a sense of humor. Instagram, people are prudes. I'm sorry. Instagram, people are prudes and they're square. But TikTok, people have a sense of humor, man, and it's fun, and people don't get so butthurt over things over there, which not to say that I ever did anything controversial, but I'm just saying audiences make a difference. So on TikTok, I feel like my videos where I was fun, like trying to do something funny went way better, on TikTok. But I will say this, because this is something that I would teach when I did workshops. No matter what you're posting on, here's my suggestions. First, consistency, obviously. They prefer if you post multiple times a day, okay? Like, if you could do 3 to 5 times a day, it wouldn't take you long to do well. But I don't think people realize how much work that actually is. Also, you can post a stupid video all day long and it'll go viral. Like, you might spend hours and hours trying to perfect a video and it'll get crickets, and then you can post something that, like, you wish you would actually have deleted, and it will do so well. But
I'm laughing because of Alex's lamp video.
This is so stupid. Okay, so I have like 12,000 followers on TikTok, and I got them for no good reason. Okay, I'll post something about, and mind you, I've been all over the place. Like sometimes I'm like, I am a homestead TikToker, and then the next day I'm like, I am a photographer. And so then I've posted videos where it's like, I started getting a lot of followers because one time I posted about something that TikTok came out with. It was like a feature that TikTok had, and I gained like 10,000 followers just from that. But then I will make posts that I'm like taking my time. It's so cutesy. And they get like 500 views, 20 likes. I post a video of a cute lamp that I found at HomeGoods the other day. Over 200,000 views of a like 6-second video of a lamp. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a little offended that a lamp got more attention than me, but it's fine.
Whatever drives the attention, whatever drives it. And that is such the truth, though. It's insane, and it's actually frustrating, right? That you can spend so long on a video of, like, good content, you think, and then people don't care. They like the stupid stuff. But also, there's a reverse to that as well, because people love good content. And that's something else that I like to teach. It's like people are always looking for stuff. They love to learn something. They love to laugh, and they love an inside behind the scenes look. So those 3 things to me are some of the best points you can use, right? So, hold on. What was the last one I just said? I was going to go into that. Dang it, what was the last thing I just said?
They like the inside, like they want to see inside.
Scoop. Yes, that is probably the best one for photographers, if I'm being for real, because people love to look at a good behind the scenes of like a photo shoot. and it's nothing to set your phone up and just record. You don't have to do a voiceover. You don't have to talk. Just record some of your session and then post it. Put a sound over it. You don't have to let everybody hear you and hear what you're saying, and you also don't have to give away if you don't want to give away your lighting, just post your subject, like get up close and post your subject. I've seen so many videos go viral of just something simple like that. But also some videos that do really well for me, setting up for sessions and cleaning. People love a good cleaning video. Ooh, oh my gosh. I know. Guilty. Yep. Guilty.
Yep.
They love watching me set up from a session. Story times do okay, but only when you've got something intriguing for them to watch. So be cleaning or setting up while you do a story time. But to me, the best videos are when I give information about either photography, like education of some sort. So when I give tips on lighting setups or something, or when I give information about my day. People love just to watch behind the scenes of your day and what's it's like. Because that's one of my favorite things watching on TikTok is other self-employed people and ooh, that is so cool, unlocking your door and having your own little business to yourself for a while before you let customers in. You would think it's boring, right? I don't want to record myself unlocking my door and turning on my light and showing off my empty studio and what am I going to pick out? That sounds boring as all get out, but people eat that stuff up because they're not used to it. They don't get that inside look every day, and it's intriguing. And I don't think photographers realize we have really cool jobs, really cool, fun jobs that people find fascinating. So just share about your day, what you're doing. You don't have to do voiceovers and stuff, but you want to pay attention to times. You want to be really entertaining at first to get people's attention because people have attention spans of a flea. They're just gone. So if you don't grab them in the first split second, then you've probably lost half of your audience. But there's one other thing I want to point out is selfish videos. I far often see too many posts what they call selfish videos. And that's when you're just all right, today's Wednesday. I'm going to get ready. I have a photo shoot. Let's get ready and let's go. No, people are going to be so bored and they're going to swipe. You need to have something to get them. You need to be excited. First of all, sound excited about your day, I think. Personality is huge, by the way. I know I'm going off on a million branches, but I hope people know personality is huge. People don't respond as well to a dud as they do really animated, people. And they want to hear that you are excited about your job. So yeah, those are some of my biggest tips. And if you can do all of that, give good advice, give people an insight, and maybe be funny from time to time, then as long as you're consistent with it, you'll do great. But you have to be consistent. You cannot do good for a little while and then quit because TikTok, they don't like that. Their algorithms, man, they want you doing everything to stay on that app. They want your eyeballs on that app the whole time.
I love that. Jinx. I was just going to say, I think it's easy to overthink it. For me, when I go to post, I'm okay, what am I going to post? And then is that too boring? And then I try to be too deep about it, or then I'd make it too broad, or then and then it's easy to just be you know what? That's stressful. Maybe I just won't. And then I post a video of a lamp. So.
I know. And, half the time when you do all that deep thinking, those are the videos that don't do well, really, really. Mm-hmm. But, to me, I come up with a few ideas of what I think will run well with my job. Y'all would have totally different videos to share, I think, with what you do. But you can have such fun. If I'm being so real, I would eat up come with me to pack and travel to my destination wedding and look at all this shit show I have to go through to pack all my stuff and take it and how stressed I get and maybe I get a flat tire along the way. People would just eat that up because they want real,
I'll try this experiment for you. I'll start tomorrow and I'll do it for a week.
Yes.
And see if I can be consistent with it. I'll post at least 3 a day.
Ooh, okay.
Done.
Yeah, that'll really, and you never know how long it'll take something to take off, but once something does, you have to run with it and go with the flow and keep that momentum. You have to respond to all those comments with videos. Keep that momentum riding, and that'll help. But you also need to be active on your TikTok and your Instagram. You got to comment back. You can't just post and not comment back because
No posting and ghosting, friends.
Exactly. It's no good.
So what's your inquiries like now as you've rebuilt your TikTok presence, as people have refound you and they're like, wait, I thought you were gone. I missed your videos. And
I saw a comment on one of your videos. I binged a lot of your videos the other day. And
I told you they're good.
Yeah. Somebody was like, wait, I finally found you again.
Yeah. And it's honestly irritating because it's just I keep saying, I'm going to get back into it and really, really post. And I just don't. I have not been taking my own advice. But if I'm being for real, I got really mad after my account got banned and I lost all my inquiries so quickly. Just got mad. I didn't want to post. I wanted to say F it, F social media. But I'm nah, I'm groveling back to it, I need it. So I started posting again a little bit. And it's a little, it's going slower than I would hope, but it's my own dang fault. I'm not posting like I should be. So my inquiries, they have gotten better for sure, but they are not 200 a day. And I'm being for real when I say I don't do any other kind of advertising. I don't pay anywhere, advertise, whatever. It's just purely whatever free social media stuff I can find, and however people find me is all I ever get. So I'm still doing good. I've still got I've got sessions. I'm still booked out, but it's I'm not sending all those emails out anymore. Sorry, I'm so booked up. I don't have any more availability for XY months. I don't have people booked out months and months in advance. Like I did. Honestly, it was a nice little break. It's a wonderful little break, if I'm being for real. And I'm kind of enjoying the pace I'm at right now. So, who knows? Maybe if my TikTok takes off again, I'll keep at the rate I'm at right now because it feels like a good, healthy balance. I'm only doing one session a day. That's helping me out. Just one session a day. And then I don't get overwhelmed with editing and all that too. Which, tiniest little tangent. I don't know if you guys know. I know I'm awful, but if I don't say it now, I'll forget. With editing stuff, my life has been changed with AI editing that's out there now. Don't know if you guys use a photo. Oh my gosh. Life-changing for me. And so, that definitely helped too with editing and all that. I could handle more sessions now probably, but I like the rate I'm at right now anyway. So yeah, I hopefully my TikTok will, I'm trying to do YouTube if I'm being for real. I'm using TikTok right now to try to drive people to YouTube because the money's on YouTube. That's where the money is really well in podcasts, I hear, but but the money is really in YouTube. TikTok does pay. I will be for real too. If anybody's curious, as someone from experience, it pays. I never did a sponsored video. I never did an ad or anything. It was all just payments from views. But I would get about $3,000 a month just from views. And that was before they changed the creator fund, whatever they did to it. I think you get more now than what it was. But it was a good little tiny income coming in, a little extra income from posting on social media. So just so people know, there is money in it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I had opted in and out of the creator fund a couple times because every time I did, my views plummeted.
Really?
Bad. But I heard they changed it a lot recently. I heard it's not the same as it used to be at all.
Yeah, they have, especially with the whole TikTok shop that came out, that you have to choose. You have to choose to either make money from the shop or the creator fund. I'm not selling stuff, so I'm doing the creator fund. But I think when they did that funked it up a little bit too. But there is definitely still money in it, but definitely more now than there was. You get paid more than you'd used to, I believe. So yeah, you should definitely do it. Especially since you're at 12,000.
Yes.
You're there. You can start making that money.
I was going to say, my TikTok is only at 36, but that's just because I went viral on TikTok for my product, the box sets, which is for wedding photographers.
I saw the video.
And I'm it went viral and I got a crazy amount of orders, and I feel like you can relate in a way where you were getting a ton of inquiries, but in a way you were never going to be able to serve all of those people that were coming in a day. And it's now that you have more systems set up, and it's like, okay, this is where I'm comfortable. One session a day is where I'm happy. This is where I can keep my clients happy and maintain this workload. And then it's like with the box sets, when those orders were coming in, I was like, okay, we have to make sure we have a stock before we go viral again. Because trying to maintain business, mom life, and editing and all of the things and physically making products. And it's a lot more than like, okay, if I go viral, you have to have the systems in place to maintain that virality sort of thing. And just being consistent and like posting and all of those things.
Supply and demand, baby, raise those prices.
Right. Yes. I think people don't realize how much work it is, honestly, too, especially if you're selling a product. I can't imagine what comes with that aspect of going viral. But yeah, it's a lot of work, social media. So it's nice when you can get, a little something in return for it, for sure. But that had to have been a whole different level, having actual products to send out.
It's been fun, not gonna lie. And I like it's different when you're selling just like yourself and your services. And I think that's why people like TikTok so much, is because you get to show up with no pants on versus like Instagram, you got to put pants on.
Just like Jamie at the beginning of recording.
That's right. Yeah. Which I wish we were doing video. Man, what a treat that was.
Okay, so one of the other points that we wanted to talk about and pivot a tiny bit is niching down. So how do you feel about like niching down? I know that you said you did like weddings and families and maternity, and you still do some of those things. How do you feel about like niching down or kind of exploring options?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I feel two ways about this. I love it because I'm sorry. I told you guys I was a yapper. I love it.
We are too. It's okay.
Because it just allows you to, really stock up on stuff. For example, if you're doing newborn photography, it allows you to be able to just start like just focusing on that. Because at one point, maybe you'd feel overwhelmed. Like if I want to have a client closet for everybody, oh my gosh, I have to have boys and girls and mom and dad, like it can be overwhelming. And so when you niche down getting props and stuff, it's like, I only need newborn size or whatever. And it becomes good too, because like you become known in your town as like the newborn photographer. She's the baby lady, and so like, you just become known for that stuff. And I think that's a really nice aspect. Also, you get really comfortable with what you're doing. Like I don't really flip-flop a whole bunch. Like I do a bit of other things, but I'm still mainly newborn and maternity because that's all I've done for like 5 years now. And this past year, I've decided I'm going to like branch out, do a little more things again. But for so long, I've done only maternity and newborn. And so because of that, like it's been, oh my gosh, I wish right now we could pause the podcast, I swear, because my brain goes everywhere. I saw a wasp and it freaked me out. So my brain went like squirrel. Hold the phone. Oh my God. Okay, so you just asked about, oh my gosh. How would I go so off? Yes, thank you. Okay. It's like if I had hold on. No, I'm not going to do it. I was going to put it in my phone, niche, but I'll just remember. So, okay, I'm on it now whenever we're ready. Here we go. Okay. But the last part, it's going to be weird chopping it out because I don't know where it was. Anyway. So anyway, I also, I feel like it's also good to like branch out, don't put yourself in one little box because you might find something else you didn't realize you loved, and it can also limit you financially if you are in a position where you just need to take everything you can, take everything you can. I'm actually really glad that I've been venturing out lately. I just did a headshot session. I've done a headshot session before, but not like a designated headshot session. That was only 30 minutes, quick in and out. I just did one today. Loved it. Freaking loved it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start doing headshots. It was like the easiest thing. And so it's like I got to learn that there was another route that I never knew I actually enjoy now. So I'm both ways on it because I've done a lot of things at once. When I first started, I did everything that came to me. I remember what I was talking about earlier. It's like you get used to posing in a certain way. You get used to dealing with certain clients. This is what I was going to say. It's like I get so used to now working with maternity clients and things that if I had to go do an engagement session right now, are you kidding me? Like, I would not know what to do because I haven't had an engagement session in like 7 years or something, So I think when niching down can be nice because it gets you so comfortable in your zone. So that's one thing I did enjoy, honestly. I really do enjoy that about it. But after a while, it can get a little boring. Not that I'm bored. I love newborn and maternity, but sometimes I'm like, I want to do this. And pregnant girls cannot do that, And so I've been getting models in lately just so I can play. And it's been really fun, getting out of my maternity niche. So I just
shooting for yourself creatively is so important, I think, because sometimes it feels like I felt this last year with weddings where I'd show up, I'd do the same things on a wedding day and then I'd leave and then it was rinse and repeat. And I hit a point where I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so boring. But then I had to remind myself, my clients don't do this every weekend.
Right.
They do it once. And so to them, it feels new. And just because it doesn't feel new to me doesn't mean it doesn't feel new to them. But sometimes it's fun to switch it up every now and then because it can kind of just feel like you're a day at the office almost sometimes, or it's just a cycle.
And
I feel like that's why I have to do, I have my adventure elopements and I hike the mountains and those are all unique every time. But that's why I still love the intimate micro weddings. Because then I still get to I get a balance between so many worlds, but yet they still feel like me and they're all nature. And yeah, it's I have to, it's you're in your box, but then occasionally you just got to jump off the box.
And I have so much respect for people who newborns, maternity, who are posing one person. That's why I love shooting couples and weddings because I'm dealing with groups of people. And so I love getting them to interact together and helping create an atmosphere that's comfortable for them to do that. And so when I'm thinking of okay, how, if I'm with one person, I have to just continuously entertain that person. How am I going to keep doing that?
You do. It could get exhausting. That's something I told my husband today after my headshot session because I said, I did not have to exert every ounce of energy I have to bring out this personality from them. It was very basic, very serious, they wanted X, Y, and Z. So I didn't have to bring out all this personality. And I don't think people realize just how much it takes out of you to try to pull personality out of your clients. Because if you're sitting there being a dud, you're not going to get anything back from them. You've got to give the personality first to get anything in return. So yeah, it is definitely it's tricky, I guess you can say. But after a while of doing it for so long, you get the hang of it. For sure. I literally used to go to photo shoots with a binder with pictures printed out. And I would show my people, this is what we're going to do next. And I still do that stuff, though. I have pictures galore on my phone of poses. I mean, huge albums. And I will show my clients, I'm this is what we're doing. Here's how I want you to pose. Because it just helps them to see a lot of times and helps me because I forget, I'm totally, a forgetful person? No. So I definitely need reminders. And so having pictures and stuff, it helps, but it's hard at first. And I will tell you, it's something that had to come with time. Because when I first got into photography, I didn't care about posing. I was so into my camera settings. Am I doing a good job? Is it clear? Is it aperture? I was so focused on all of that. I didn't care at all what my clients were doing. I would sit them somewhere and I'd be like, say cheese. And that's all they would get from me. And then after a while, I realized, I think I need to be directing them. And so I started saving pictures and then it definitely helps. And the more you do it, it's muscle memory. That's why I do like niches because you get to get super comfortable and familiar, with what you're doing.
I have my wedding clients do that. I'll have them make a Pinterest board of inspiration photos because then I have all the stuff that I will do on a wedding day that's normal and typical to me. But then I kind of get to see what they love, because every couple is a little different. Even though they're usually drawn to you for your work, they still have a certain style usually. And so I love having my clients send me a Pinterest board of pin ideas. And then it also helps them feel in control a little bit too. So then I'll be able to pull up that board and be like, okay, let's do some of these then too.
Yep. I think it's helpful to have clients show you inspiration if they have it. Because sometimes, they really love that pose,
Or you'll learn something new. Like maybe you would have never thought to do that with that couple, or you would have thought, oh, like I didn't know if you guys would want to do something like that or not. So it's kind of fun way to try something new.
Yeah, I agree. I think don't be embarrassed, to act like you don't have everything in your brain. If you want to pull a picture up, baby, because, I think your client's going to just be happy that you care enough to get it right.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, can confirm. Because, like, I have clients that will just be like, oh, that's fun. We can try something new. That's exciting. Like, half the time my clients are just like, what do you want to try today?
I love that.
So, like, I love when I have a couple of clients that have told me they listen to the show, too. And they're just like, it's so fascinating learning the other side. We had no idea. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot to running a photography business. It's fine. But they're like, no, this is so cool. And like, in a way they've said, we can see how much more you care knowing how much more work you actually are doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And see, that is why you need to just record all this crap that you're doing in your lives on your phone and put it, because I have so many clients, that say, oh my gosh, I love this. Like they love getting it inside. Look on their photographer. It'll make them probably feel more comfortable on their wedding day too. Having someone they really feel like they know. Your personality is huge. I don't think photographers realize how much clients want to know you and your personality. Yeah, sure, they look at your work, but I think they really value the interaction that you're going to have with them. And if they get a chance to learn your personality beforehand, then I think it's going to make your session or your wedding, go so much better.
And I think that goes for any price point too. Like they want to know your personality, even if you're charging $10K plus. And they want to know they can trust you. They want to know that you can fit in with them and their family. Like if you're a newborn photographer, they want to know that you're not going to drop their baby.
Right.
Well, and I think they like going with the personality thing too, is it's like that's your like secret sauce or superpower, so to speak, too, because a lot of photographers, like also guilty, are just like, oh, hi, it's me, Alex. Here's my work. Like I took this photo. It's like that, like all we feel like is like, well, my business is my photos. So here you go. When in reality, it's like, oh, I also sometimes have a personality.
Yeah.
It's like that Nickelback. Look at this photograph.
And surprise to you, your clients actually want to know your personality. They are so intrigued at your personal life.
Which is funny because I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go feed my baby chicks and have water leak through the logs of my house that I have to repair.
Do you know how cool that is? Do you know how cool all of that is? People would love to see their photographer go out and feed their chicks and do chores and fix their leaky house. They'd eat it
step
up.
in dog poop on the way to the chicken coop.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of people really loved watching me refinish my wood floors without sanding. And they're like, how are you doing that? That is
Really?
fascinating. I joined TikTok at the prime. Let's all redo our house 2020.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
So I was stripping wood floors pregnant, and people are like, what products are you using? What did you use to paint that paneling? But like people found it very interesting. So
I'm telling you, people want to learn. They want to learn.
See, that's why I think I get conflicted. Sorry, my last point. I'm also a yapper. Is because I'll like post something about something personal, and now I'm like, oh wait, now is my TikTok personal or is it business? You know what I mean? Like I get so like stuck in these blocks.
Yeah, that's when you probably do want to designate, if you want to split it up or not. It's the same thing with like people ask, should I do just a wedding Instagram and then sessions Instagram? It's the same kind of thing. You really got to figure out, do you want it separate or not? For me, I have 2 separate accounts. I have a photography account, which I show a little bit of my personal life, and then I have a personal account. That way, different outlets. But I feel like for my photography, people are really interested in that, in the photography aspect. And, maybe they'd like to get more into my personal lives or whatever. But if that's the case, if people ever started asking, I just direct them over to my other account. Because I think I like separation of the accounts. I think it's because, I don't know, different audiences,
Right, for sure. Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot to it. I could talk for hours, but I won't bore you guys.
We'll just save that for some other call some other time where we'll just have to keep yapping.
I'll come back.
Yes.
Yeah, literally, because we could probably keep asking you a million different things for like our newborn photographers that are listening, family photographers. I mean, I can picture your maternity work literally in my head because I have just seen it. But that's all on everything you talked about with being consistent on social media, because I knew you were going to be on my For You page consistently for that certain time period because like you had your certain maternity videos that you were showing. And I'm like, this is how to be consistent on social media. And like, it will pay off. It has paid off. And even though you ran into a speed bump, you still kind of overcame it. And you're rebuilding it in different ways now, which is super awesome to see. So I just wanted you to have a chance to shout yourself out, tell our listeners where they can find you, where they can fly to you so that you can do their session.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I am on everything but TikTok. I'm at Kelsey Freeman Photography. TikTok is now Kelsey Freeman Photo. Yeah, so anywhere there. I'm trying to post stuff on YouTube, like I said, but TikTok is definitely like the place I'm trying to post the most often. I'm still doing bad though. I literally only posted once this week. Shame on me, but we'll make a pact. We'll all do better together.
Yes.
Okay.
Accountability partners. Let's go.
Accountability partners. Yes. It's so important.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Kelsey. I am super excited for people to find you, re-find you, and just do all the things, share all your photos. So we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Thank you. And thank you, by the way, for having me and this awesome podcast, because we needed something like this in the industry big time. It was missing. I feel like this is such a man-run industry. And, moms, it's a totally different world doing photography as a mother. So it's really great just to have this like whole community and just relate to other people. So thanks for making this and having me.
You're so welcome.